blow, blow, blow the man. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow. We go have a grand time all night tonight. All night tonight. All night tonight. We go have a grand time all night tonight. All night tomorrow night. We go have a fine time all night tonight. All night tonight. All night tonight. We go have a fine time all night tonight. All night tomorrow night. Let me go. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow the man. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow.
A pleasant good morning to all of you. A pleasant good morning. Coming to you live from the East Bank of Demerara is the People Representative, the Honorable Nima Flue-Bess, Member of Parliament. So I want to encourage you to join the live and share the live with others as we discuss issues that are of importance to us and continue to affect our daily lives. So this morning, I want to encourage you to share the live and join us as we get into an half an hour of discussions on matters of national importance, and especially matters that are affecting the people on the East Bank of Demerara. So if you're not on the live as yet, I want to encourage you to do so. Join the live and share the live as we interact this morning and talk about matters that are of utmost importance. All right? I want to encourage you again to just share the live, join the live this morning, even as we talk about matters of importance that continues to affect us and continue to affect our people. Coming to you live from the East Bank. This morning, I want to start with a thought by Harry S. Truman that says, it's amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit. Let me repeat that again. Harry S. Truman says, it's amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit. And this morning, as a people of Guyana, if we work with that attitude in mind, we will be able to accomplish so much more as a country and as a people if we focus on just doing what we have to do to make each other comfortable, to make each other live in the environment, in a country where we all feel free, where we all feel comfortable, where we all feel empowered to do what is necessary so that as Guyanese, we can continue to do what is important. So again, I want to encourage you, for those who have not logged in as yet, if you're online, please share the live and encourage others to come in as we deliberate on some important matters. Last week, as I did my presentation, I recall some of the comments I got as a reminder that one, we are a cooperative republic. And as a cooperative republic, it is important that as a people, we are a land of 6 people. We work together to achieve what we need to achieve so we all can be comfortable. We continue to highlight some of the daily issues that affects us. And we continue to encourage persons to talk about it, write about it. If you don't speak about it, others will not know. And so you need to be talking about the issues that are affecting you. Talk with your friends, talk with your neighbors. You have social media, share this information so you will recognize that it's not you alone that are going through the daily struggles, the daily challenges you're facing, but there are others who are going through the same, and networking can help. You can talk about it, come with ideas and share ideas how you can improve. Now, as we know, the PPP, fraudulent administration, continues to affect all that's happening around us. This morning, we have the distribution of the COVID grant relief, which continues to be a serious issue in this country. Pandemic is a period that affects all of us. It affects the rich man, the poor man, those they have, the haves and the have not. We're all affected by the pandemic. And it is very, very heartrending when you sit in your communities, you interact with people, you move around, and you hear all the discrimination that continues to take place across this country when it comes to the distribution of the COVID grant relief. Only yesterday in my community, Mocha Arcadia, I was called about a minibus, a white minibus that was driving around and apparently distributing their COVID grant to the persons who they felt voted for the PPP and who belongs to this current administration. Now, how can that be right? All of us are Guyanese, and like I said before, the monies that are being distributed is not PPP money. It is the monies that belongs to Guyanese, and all of us must benefit from this distribution. One street, they said the persons went in with the bus, and only 2 households got whatever it was. And then in that very street, there's about 60 households. So what are we doing? What message is being sent to persons around this country? What message is being sent to persons around our communities that we are doing all of this work? You're sharing this COVID relief, and some people having and some not having. Maybe Guyana got two set of people. We're not all Guyanese. Maybe that's how they see it. But as far as I know, we're all Guyanese. We live here, we're born here, we're working here, we're entitled to every benefit. And during this pandemic, it is important that every Guyanese benefits from the COVID grant relief. And again, I want to encourage you to share the live even as you listen to me this morning. So, again, I want to implore the administration that every Guyanese is entitled to benefit from the COVID grant. Not some, not who you think is supporting you, but every Guyanese ought to benefit from the grant. And so, if you're going to communities, then you ought to ensure that every household benefits, every family benefits from the grant that is distributed. If you're not doing a fair distribution or you can't afford to give everybody, then use the NDCs, the local government bodies in the communities, to deal with the distribution of the grants, because you will have a criteria maybe based on the needs of the individuals that should be receiving. But as we know, the grant is supposed to be for everyone. So this morning, I want to implore on the administration to give the COVID grant relief to every family in this country, not who they think are supporting them. We want to build a country of togetherness, and yet you being the person at the helm there, doing your own thing to continue to create further division among the people of Guyana. Very sad, very sad. I don't know what message is being sent to our people. Secondly, we have the continuous dismissal of workers, and which punishes the family. It's not only the worker that is being punished and being discriminated against for whatever reason. For whatever reason, it is the families that are being affected. The breadwinner family is being affected means that every member of that household will be affected. And we know that children are learning online, and for the parents to have the monies to pay for the internet, because I don't think free internet is being given, for the persons to pay for the gadgets and all of that, they need to be employed. And if you're sending home persons without cause, without due reason, and discriminating against them, it means that we continue, the administration continues to punish families for whatever reason. Again, we want to remind the administration that they have a responsibility to serve every Guyanese. We have signed on to human rights laws and the Act of Human Rights as a country. And because we've signed on to that, we are violating the very act that speaks about being discriminated against because of your association, because of your association religiously, whether it be religion, whether it be sex, whether it be your political affiliation. Every person has a right to be affiliated where they're comfortable, but that does not or should not be a criteria for individuals to be discriminated against. And so this morning, I want to implore again this administration to consider their actions, because we are living in a country, and our country is Guyana, and everybody that is here, Guyanese ought to benefit from whatever is being distributed at this time. And we need them to stop sending home our workers for no justified reasons. I recall sitting in a meeting this week, and I recall one member saying that it's not only the professionals that are being affected. What about those individuals who are not so qualified, whether it be a janitor, whether it be a cleaner, somebody that is at the workplace, and they're being sent home because the persons feel that they are politically affiliated to the APNUAFC, or the coalition, as we would say. Now, if that's a reason for sending home the people, then that speaks of heartlessness. And we need to look at such practice and stop it, because all Guyanese, and I want to emphasize, all Guyanese ought to benefit, especially during this pandemic time. Imagine you're using money and food to lure people and to punish people in a time of pandemic. How heartless can an individual be? This morning, I want to zoom in on some burning issues, and one particular issue that continues to affect, I'm quite sure, not only the East Bank of Demerara, but other parts of this country, is drainage, the drainage issue. And during this week, did some walkabout with farmers from my community, Mocha Arcadia. I would have went to Friendship and visit the farming area twice and see what's happening there. I've spent some time observing how the cokers are functioning on the East Bank of Demerara. I even went when the tide was coming in and see how the water is overtapping at some of the cokers. You have leaking cokers and so forth. And these continues to affect the lives of people. Just imagine, on the East Bank of Demerara, we have persons engaged in farming. I know in Mocha Arcadia, there's a large-scale farming done, where persons are involved in cash crops as well as livestock farming. Friendship, you have the co-op there that persons are engaging in large-scale farming also. Now, drainage is a serious issue. Imagine you spending time preparing your land. Imagine you spending time caring for your chicks. Imagine you spending time caring for all the things that you're doing so that you can resell, have a sale on them, getting the income, turnover, and all of that. And then a flood came. It may not be the rain, but the coca, some breach of the coca, some breach at the sea dam, something, and then it comes and it floods the entire area. And all your crops, all your livestock that you have spent all the time preparing and getting things done, is vanished. And then when you seek for help, you get none. How unfair that could be. Imagine our people are being punished, they're not getting the COVID grant, they're being sent home from work, and then if they decide to get into agriculture to do the farming and to do their little gardening at home, to assist them so that they can provide adequately for their families, you have to deal with the flood. This is a serious, serious, serious situation that continues to affect the livelihood of individuals on the East Bank of Demerara. As I move through the East Bank, I recognize that there are drainage canals functioning. We have a drainage canal between Eccles and Agricola. We have one at Eccles and Baggerstone. We have one at Petersall, Providence. And then we have number 3 canal. There's a self-acting cocos at Farm and Little Diamond. And basically it provides drainage. Up these drainage canals provided drainage for the communities up to Diamond. However, with the self-acting cokers, if we have the operators there present, especially when there's a high tide or rainy season, they will be able to make a difference in helping to have the cocoa raised higher and so that the water can come off the land. That will make a big difference. So the persons that continues to suffer from the flood will not be so affected. Now, there are drainage canals that were covered under the previous PPP administration. We know where M&M Snacket is. That was a drainage canal, a main drainage canal. When I visited Bagstown, the people in Bagstown complained bitterly about the constant flooding. Every time it rains or there's a tide or something that affects them, and they show you the drain where it is not being cleaned, it needs to be desilted, but the water really have nowhere in particular to go because one, it's not clean and the drainage canal is blocked. Then, where the National Stadium is, there were two drainage canals in that area. That is covered. McCorp is on another drainage canal. And again, these canals were blocked under the previous PPP administration. Block B canal also was blocked. And Block B canal being blocked affected a lot of the farmers, especially in the Mocha Arcadia community. And when the Block B was being blocked, the farmers engaged the then CDC chair, and the CDC chair decided to give a diversion canal, which was made to the junior canal, the current existing canal. Now, imagine junior canal is draining Little Diamond and Great Diamond, Mocha, Providence, and Herstilling. Years back, all those houses would not have been there. So the canal would have functioned to drain whatever, but now we have a whole lot of houses, a whole lot of development taking place. And the canal is still there, it's the same size. And so you have more water accumulating on the land. Mocha Arcadia being on the lower side, all the water from the surrounding communities are being drained into Mocha. And the water keeps swelling at the back. Now, recently, the farmers recognized, you know what? Works were done by Ministry of Agriculture to improve the infrastructural drainage system in the community to help the farmers so that they can continue to be on the land. But yet still, no rain ain't falling, you got no tide, but water still on the land. And you will see a few pictures shortly on that. Within the village, the water in the internal drains where I am living, when I got up, I saw river water in my drain. You clean your drain, you know the routine. We clean our internal drains to help with the drainage. The NDC will deal with the bigger ones and so forth, the main drainage, so that the water can come out. But where's the water going? So the farmers went about, did their investigation and recognized that the junior canal was blocked. It was blocked in the Orstellan area because there's a construction of a bridge being done. A construction of a bridge was being done. Now, this bridge that is being constructed, we don't have a problem with the bridge being constructed. It's infrastructural development. But we would expect that the individuals conducting this construction will ensure that whatever diversion canal is created, it can drain the water. On our visit, the water was not being drained. And so we end up in some discussion and some actions were taken to assist to get the water to drain out. Now, after all these days of the water being on the land, do you expect that the farmers will be able to reap and enjoy the crops they have planted so that they can benefit from it? It's sad when you go to see persons how many acres of cassava, 10 to 15 acres of cassava, duck in water. You have lettuce, duck, all the different cash crops that were planted, they're all on the water. Recently, some plants were distributed in the community from the Ministry of Agriculture. But even if the persons put it down, it would not have grown because they got water on the land. And so what we recognize from this practice is that there was little or no consultation being done between the agencies. Even if Ministry of Housing is constructing a bridge, I would want to believe that if the agencies are functioning how they ought to, Then there would have been some consultation with Ministry of Agriculture and the other agencies that should be involved that deals with drainage, NDIA, and so forth, to assist or to give guidance so that all the works that were done at the back there in Mocha Arcadia to assist with the drainage would not have looked like it makes no sense, because consultation would have been done to ensure that the farmers are protected and their crops are protected. Now, this continues to affect our farmers. I have been shopping over 5 years for my community. I don't need to come to Georgetown to buy anything. I get my chicken, I get fish, I get my vegetables, my fruits. Even when the COVID started, I was saying how blessed we were, because one time you had cherry in season, then you had plum in season, then you had guava and all of that. And so you could go out, pick, blend up, make your fruit juice, and you have everything there. You got limes, you got lemons, and all of that. You're able to source right in the community. And that is important. Now, whatever development works are being taken place wherever, consultation ought to be done because it is affecting the lives of individuals. You need to consult with the agencies, you need to consult with the NDCs and all the relevant persons, because if consultation was done, then the persons, the contractors and all them would have been aware that this thing can affect it or will affect the livelihoods of persons farming. And then something else can be done. You know, sometimes persons tend to think that the farmers, because they're on the land, they have no knowledge. But I know that our farmers are very knowledgeable of the drainage system and how it functions in the community because they live there. They're living there. Also, we recognize that all these housing schemes that are being opened, they're cane lands, sugar cane lands. They used to farm sugar cane. Based on what I know, canes don't grow in swamp. Um, Canes grow on dry land. And if proper engineering practices were used, we could have seen a vast different result with the drainage system that is laid out. There are several books you can read from our history that will give information on the drainage system on the plantation, what is being used, why it was set up that way to avoid flooding. But every time you go around, you see floods affect individuals who would have spent millions of dollars to acquire some of those lots, and they're underwater. They're underwater. It is troubling for us, especially at this time, when you see that we have rain, the rainy season for December. Then we're waiting to see what will happen with the bridge project, if it's going to wrap up quickly enough to bring proper relief for the farmers at this time of the year, to drain the lands so that they can rest comfortably and rest assured that the crops would not be destroyed. I've spent a lot of money, like the farmers, to invest in soursop, cherries, guava, pear, all these things. You plant them, you go, you water your plants, you look after the soil and all of that. And it's a sad state to see that as soon as the blossom shoot out and things start looking well for your farm, then you go and see everything underwater. How unfair that could be. We need to work together. The administration needs to work with their agency together, so when they make decisions, they will make a proper decision that will not affect the lives of people. And that is what a caring administration would do. They would consult, they would engage the people on the ground, they would engage the farmers, they would engage, so that when whatever development works are being done, things should be able to carry on smoothly without affecting the regular functions of individuals as they live their lives. It is also important that attention be paid to the cocos at Friendship. I don't know if anyone in authority have visited those cocos during the high tides or anything. If they walk and they check, like I have done, you would see where and what needs to be done. The engineers, they need to go on the ground and really pay attention to what's happening. It's really, really unfair. It's really sad to see everything underwater for persons, everything going underwater for so many days. And we know what happened after a 36 hour, after 3, 4 days, you really can't get back the crop. And so you can't get back the stock that are lost if you lost all your chicken in a flood. I remember when they had a big flood the other day, I was in Friendship in the squatting area. One guy showed me a pen with 200 and something heads of layers that died in the water. He could not have done anything because why? He was asleep when the water came, and when he get up, he realized water is all around, and the water has killed everything. Did they get any compensation? No. All the information was sent because I was instructed to send them. I called to send them to the CDC and whatever to assist for these persons. And then you see that nothing was done. I'm embarrassed sometimes when you call the person and say, MP, you said that you would send out this information to the CDC or to whichever agency. And then you see them come in, and then they come in and not only ignore the people, but assess probably who they think they should assist, and that's it. Now, that is unfair for an individual, and so we need to see that attention is given to all Guyanese. When it comes to person losing their stuff, they should be compensated. They should be reimbursed so that they can continue again. A farmer depending on farming alone, it's difficult for them to pick up from whatever all their investment is there on the farm, and then you lose everything. Now they may have to go and borrow and seek help other places. These are things that needs to be looked at. We need to understand the drainage or to provide an opportunity for the excess water to come off the land. All the water, the main problem on the East Bank is to get the water out to the Demerara River. And so they need to pay attention to those cokers. When you go to Sue's Dyke, I was in Sue's Dyke. I visited all 5 cokers. And when you listen to the individuals talk about the floods they continue to experience every time there's a high tide, every time there's a there's heavy rains, and so forth, you recognize that the individuals continue to suffer, especially those who are living on lower flats building. It is difficult for them, and so these caucus also needs urgent attention to alleviate the continuous struggle for the people to enjoy their livelihood, to live comfortably, knowing that, if I invest in my crops and my livestock, I will benefit from it and not no flood waters coming to carry all away or not allowing me to reap from what I would have invested in. It would be so nice if we can see the actions being taken to alleviate this consistent problem that we see affecting the lives of people. When I was at Friendship at Coffee Cocoa, I don't forget that afternoon, where the water was overtapping in the cocoa. A young man was passing, and a car came. Where we know the car driver. He got a good bath from just passing next to the cocoa because all the water on the road. Then when you look at the other side of the cocoa, you can see that there's a leakage on the side. The water is seeping in. And again, I want to implore the necessary authorities to go and check these areas and make an impact, do something there to help the people. It's not only the AP and UAFC people you believe are being affected from such nonsense. It is affecting all of us. Yes, Patricia, I agree. And good morning to everyone on the live this morning. Hope you shared it. We encourage our farmers to build their pens higher to help with the flood. What can we do for the persons who are doing the farming of the crops? Maybe they too will have to invest and go higher. But these are some of the things that we are being challenged and being faced with on the East Bank of Demerara. And so I want to show you some pictures. I have a video to show you what we met on the first day. When we went to investigate what's happening. And you can see them come up there. That first picture there is a farm underwater. As you can see them on the screen, there's another one where you have coconuts and all these things being affected. Look, the pop choy and everything on the water. And this is recent. This is a recent photos in the last week. You see all the water on the land. That is what is happening to the farmers at Mocha Arcadia community because of the blockage of a drain. Of course, you're hearing all kinds of theory and explanation, but we know the truth. If the main drain, which is the only drain currently functioning in the Junior Canal, all the water going into number 3, and there's a diversion. This is the Junior Canal where the road is being launched right there. This is the Junior Canal there. The mud you're seeing there is what they put a whole road in the middle of the canal. So the part you're seeing there, that's the part to Moko. The other part is out of Torstelling, but the whole road is in the middle. And this is the result of what you're seeing happening to farmers on the ground. I want to implore on the relevant authorities to pay attention to what they're doing. You need to work together when it comes to doing infrastructural work. Look at that. Imagine a farmer spending days tilling, preparing the land, and look at the condition of that. And this is a large-scale farmer who lives on his farm. He sells his produce, pays his workers, whatever he has to get done, and look at the result. And for Christmas, we're planning, this is a construction site. So if persons want to go and take a first-hand look, this is your first-hand look from the MP who went and visited the site for you to see that the bridge is being constructed. And because the bridge is being constructed, that entire piece, that entire area was blocked off. And that is what is affecting the farmers. So this morning, I want to encourage us to be our brothers' keepers. Don't be carried away by the negative things that are being happening around us, to our people, but let us strive and work together to help each other. This is a video of what we met today. This is the diversion canal that was created. No, and that water is supposed to be running. No water is running. And that's a farmer explaining. All the water from Diamond, Little Diamond Farm and everything, instead of going, running where it's supposed to go, it's running right back into that diversion canal, back to Moko. And that's on the day that we visited. So you get a first-hand view of what we're saying. Based on my understanding and interaction with the farmers, actually I have to go every day to check. Some work was done to get the water out, but the water is still there. We need to see more done or more proper work preparation being done so that the farmers can rest comfortably to know that in December, with the rainy season, they would not be worried or should not worry if they can actually go ahead and prepare the land or do any type of farming and know that January they'll be able to go on the farm, or they would not want to waste their efforts in preparing the land and then it's all underwater. And so this morning, I want to thank all of you for joining me. I want to encourage you to continue to share the live. You can share your comments, your thoughts. I'm always encouraged when I hear from you. I take note of your recommendations as we go along so that we can help to improve. And like my program said, I'm the people's representative and I talk about what is happening to our people. What can we do? We have to work together. And again, with the quote that I start with, I will close with, it says that Harry S. Truman says, it's amazing what we all can accomplish if we do not care who gets the credit. For me, I would like to see the people on the East Bank comfortable, especially our farmers. The farmers at Mocha Arcadia community, the farmers at Friendship and all those who are doing farming, I would like to see them know that they can rest comfortably and know that no construction, no infrastructural development will affect their produce, their hard work, and the things that continue to affect us. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me, and please encourage and share the information with others as we continue to interact and discuss on matters that continue to affect all of us from Guyana. Do have a blessed day and enjoy your lunch. Thank you again. Thank you.
Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow. Blow the man. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow, blow. Holla the blow, blow. We go have a grand time all night tonight. All night tonight. All night tonight. We go have a grand time all night.